Let's create a simple work order using the batch order function. For this example, here's our chain of custody. It's from the city wastewater plant. They've included the sample name, the date and time it was collected, who collected it, and the analysis methods they're looking for. The priority is normal, so they're just looking for our standard 10-day turnaround. Let's go into Titan. We're going to go into the batch order function. And this is just a quick, efficient way of generating work orders and adding samples and containers. First thing we need to do is pick the customer. Now we can use the type ahead function there since I know it's the city wastewater plant. I can also use the drop down. It's there. They say the priority is normal and I'm running it in my main lab. If there are contacts associated with this customer, I can select contact or maybe even a project. So maybe this is from their distribution system. We're going to add the number of samples we want. In this case, it was 1. The field sample name is the name they gave it, and they just called it SX01. Here's the date and time I received it. I hit the down arrow and it filled in right now. Know that I could also have full calendar function here. The requested due date doesn't really apply here because we're doing the priority of normal, and that has our 10-day turnaround built into it. The requested due date would be, it's one priority, but I still need it on a specific day. The sample type, we're going to say it's a water sample. The classification, the drop down, you can classify the samples different kinds of ways, and that affects it in reporting, sample checklist and so forth. We're going to call this classification of none, who collected it, and that was the person that collected it, and then when did they collect it. So if we wanted to say, they collected it yesterday and at noon, let's say they collected it 12:12 p.m. Okay. We're going to go ahead and say for our sample, I'm going to hit the plus sign and expand it. And then how much did they send us? Well, they actually sent us 250 milliliters and a plastic bottle. Okay. You can associate inventory items. You can track preservatives if that's needed. For our simple one, it's not. We're going to expand our container. So what do we have? We have one sample, we have one container, and then we're going to pick the analysis methods. So here are all the analysis methods available for the sample type of water. We're going to do a type ahead here and fill this in because I know they want ammonia, just one replicate. We're going to create the aliquots here, and we're going to say Rob Carter is one logging it in, so he's the one that aliquoted it. The other one is the alkalinity. It's going to create the aliquots and say that Rob did it. Since this is a simple login, that's all I have to do. I have one sample, one container, multiple analysis from that one container. I can add containers to the one sample. I could shrink this down, and I could add samples to my work order. Once you have the data here that you need, you click OK, and it will generate the work order for you. Generates the work order, and it pops that work order up to the screen. You'll see it's given a unique identifier here based on your numbering patterns. If you click on the samples, here's the sample that it submitted. You can drill down into the sample. Here you can see we generated a container. That's our 250 ml plastic bottle. And we can look at the plant analyses. In this case, it's alkalinity and ammonia. Our work order is now created and ready to move through the laboratory process.